Hello students, I am Sana Khan and I will be telling you about medicated cosmetics. Its contents include background, introduction, medicated herbal cosmetics, medicated skincare products, antibacterial creams, anti-acne creams, anti-aging creams, medicated hair care products, anti-dandruff shampoos, shampoos for color hair, gluten-free or wheat-free shampoos, all natural shampoos, baby shampoos, veterinary shampoos, solid shampoos, jelly and gel shampoos, paste and cream shampoos, antibacterial shampoos, cosmetic dentistry, medicated toothpaste and medicated mouthwash. Traditionally, American drugstores have carried beauty, personal care and hygiene products along with pharmaceutical products. Ingredients like dried herbs, fragrant essential oils and extracts were used in the preparation of medicines. Thus, perfumes were among one of the first few products to be available in American pharmacies. Eventually, as the industry expanded, personal care products and cosmetic products like makeup, razors, hair dyes and deodorants also found a place on the shelves of many druggists. The inclusion of beauty products in pharmacies highlights the age-old belief about health, hygiene and physical beauty being interconnected. The manufacturers of beauty products these days claim that apart from making our body parts beautiful, their products also help improve their health. These claims have become so common that we don't even notice them anymore. Sample this: makeup that claims to purify and cleanse our skin, hair dye that claims to give our hair a natural shine, flower scented feminine hygiene products, mouthwashes and toothpaste that claim to give us better breath and scented soaps. The marketing of beauty products that claim to make us healthier rather than just making us attractive make the distinction between medicine and cosmetics difficult. Passing of the Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act in 1938 by the Congress further reinforced the interrelation between cosmetics, drugs and medicine. The act also acted in providing an oversight to the Food and Drug Administration of the cosmetic industry. The Personal Care Product Safety Act is in consideration in the Congress today, which is amendment to the 1938 Act and will also strengthen it further. Medicated oils, creams, shampoos, soaps, moisturizers, gels are some of the examples of medicated personal care product. Little or no distinction is made between medicated cosmetics, including natural cosmetics and personal hygiene items. The list of personal care products listed above is mostly used for maintaining personal hygiene and also to enhance beauty. The medicated cosmetics are uniquely used for beautification purposes. However, there is no distinction between personal hygiene products and the medicated cosmetics in a store aisle. Another reason for there being no distinction between the two is that both these products are used for both beautifying purposes and also for personal hygiene. Henna hair dyes, neem cream, antibacterial soaps, anti-wrinkle cream, herbal body massage oils are some of the frequently used medicated personal care products. There are about 750 companies with annual combined revenue of over $40 billion that make up the medicated personal care product industry. Apart from major exporters, there are also many small-scale exporters and traders who engage in the business of wholesale medicated cosmetics. Medicated herbal cosmetics. Herbal extracts such as mint, basil, bay leaf, rose petals, fennel seeds, chervil leaves, etc. are utilized in the preparation of several personal hygiene and herbal cosmetic products. These herbal extracts are considered to be one of the best skincare products. Moreover, each of these products has a number of other uses. For example, a product that contains cooling and soothing agents can also be used as curing pain and aches. Manufacturers also sell many innovative natural or herbal cosmetics in the global wholesale market. Products belonging to the medicinal product categories that are also sold at the wholesale market include neem shampoo, herbal face pack, aloe vera body lotion, aloe vera soap, herbal face cream, herbal shampoo, herbal skin toner and fairness cream, etc. The increasing demand of these herbal products is mostly led on by consumer concerns about the harmful effects and toxicity of the ingredients used in cosmetics and other such products. People are increasingly moving from medicated cosmetics to herbal products, suggest recent findings, as herbal products are perceived as causing fewer side effects to the skin. Products like garlic and echinacea are said to have antibiotic properties but cause fewer side effects when compared to conventional anti-infective creams like ceftazidime, penicillin, ceftriaxone and ceftriaxone. One of the most traditionally used forms of medicine include herbal remedies from flowers, leaves and other parts of the plant, the popularity of which is still on the rise. Using natural or herbal products as cosmetics is not a new concept but has been in existence since the past 3000 years. Egyptians were known to use rose and fenugreek to prevent wrinkles. The growth of herbal cosmetics worldwide has been phenomenal in the past few years, with around $83 billion earned in sales. Countries like Canada, Germany, France, Japan, United States, United Kingdom and Brazil are the leaders in supply of herbal based cosmetics. The industry is growing multifold, with almost a large number of Americans are now spending $4.2 billion on buying herbs and botanical plants. The market share of herbal lotions, creams, soaps, perfumes, mouthwashes, face packs are a real hit in the market. Medicated skincare products. Skincare personal hygiene products are used for moisturizing, toning, cleaning and nourishing the skin. Skincare toiletries are known to have healing and anti-inflammatory properties. Anti-aging cream, anti-cavity toothpaste, dental floss, mouthwashes, antiseptic lotions, conditioners, medicated soaps, antibacterial lotions, gels, facial scrubs, anti-acne creams, face washes, body washes, cleansers, medicated creams, body talc and many other products are examples of natural skincare products that are available in as wholesale medicated or herbal cosmetics. Thus, a medicinal skincare products can be found in a variety of different wholesale medicated cosmetics. The skincare product industry is currently worth $250 billion and is expected to grow at 6% annual average rate. The major suppliers of the skincare products in the industry are Procter and Gamble, Beiersdorf, Johnson & Johnson. One of the signs of a healthy human being is her skin. Wrinkles, acne, pimples, scars are all considered as unhealthy, and thus personal skincare has become an integral part of the global health and beauty industry. People are now turning to mainstream skincare products to avoid the above mentioned disorders. A good skin is reminiscent to a beautiful body. There are a plethora of products to choose from for a healthy and beautiful skin, including lotions, shampoos, conditioners, oils, gels, creams, moisturizers, cleansers, etc. Antibacterial soaps. Antibacterial soaps are a sort of cleaning products that often include chemicals like triclosan, triclocarbon and chloroxylenol. These chemicals products help in killing off the bacteria on the skin. Though the ability of antibacterial soaps to kill bacteria and viruses found on the skin has been under the scanner many times. Studies have found that the chemicals found in antibacterial soaps do not have the desired effects anymore. That is, these chemicals do not kill the bacteria and viruses than any other detergent of soap. Reports by the US Food and Drug Administrative have also claimed that triclosan is not effective in reducing the transmission of respiratory or gastrointestinal infections. The FDA even banned the use of 19 chemicals in September 2016 used frequently in antibacterial products due to lack of information about their long-term effects. As mentioned earlier, triclosan and triclocarbon are the most commonly used compounds in antibacterial soaps, though there are other compounds that are used as well. Although there have been studies examining the purported use of antibacterial soaps, no consensus can be found over the results. Studies also claim that washing off with plain soap is enough to make the bacteria ineffective, whereas there also have been studies that found that antibacterial soaps are more successful in killing bacteria and deactivating viruses present on the skin. A study conducted by Dr. Elaine Larson of the School of Nursing of Columbia University stated that no distinguishable effects over a period of 48 weeks could be found over the use of antibacterial soaps. Reports published by the US Food and Drug Administration questioned the usage of antibacterial soaps and hand sanitizers, claiming that no medical studies were found showing the connection between the decline in infection rate and a specific consumer antibacterial product. Anti-aging creams. Anti-aging creams are primarily cosmeceutical skin care products that claim to make the user look younger than his/her age by reducing, masking or preventing signs of aging. The common signs of aging include poor skin texture, sagging skin, that is laxity, wrinkles and photoaging. Photoaging usually includes redness of the skin, that is erythema, brown discolorations, yellowing of skin and abnormal growth. Regardless of the increasing demand of anti-aging products, most of them have not been proven to have a long-lasting effects they claim to have. A study found that the best performing anti-wrinkle creams reduce wrinkles by 10% in 12 weeks, which is hardly noticeable to the human eye. Another study stated that moisturizers that cost less were equally effective as high-priced products. Study done at Manchester University in 2009 claimed that certain ingredients can have the desired effect. Anti-aging creams have been traditionally aimed at women consumers, but a rise in product marketed at men can be seen in the recent years. Anti-aging creams primarily contain conventional moisturizing ingredients but also use certain anti-aging ingredients like retinol, mostly in the form of retinyl palmitate. These chemicals have been scientifically proven to reduce fine lines and pores. Epidermal growth factor is used to stimulate collagen production in the skin and also for cell renewal. It also helps in strengthening elasticity and structure. Stanley Cohen and Rita Levi Montalcini won a Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine in 1986 for the discovery of epidermal growth factor. Studies have shown that epidermal growth factor is known to reduce sagging, fine lines and wrinkles. It also has healing, wounds and burns and anti-inflammatory properties. Alpha hydroxy acids, that is AHA, and beta hydroxy acids or other chemical peels that facilitate the dissolving of intracellular glue. This glue is responsible for holding together the dead cells on the skin. Regular use of this product is known to gradually enhance the exfoliation of epidermis, which exposes the new skin cells and helps in improved appearance. AHAs are also known to irritate some skin types, thus causing redness and flaking. Peptides such as matrixyl and copper peptides, coenzyme Q10, argyrilin, also known as acetyl hexapeptide 3, which is responsible for relaxing facial muscles, thus preventing wrinkles and fine lines. Antioxidants help in protecting the cells from damage caused by free radicals. The studies in the area of antioxidants are not known to prove anything, although there is a lack of evidence against antioxidants having an impact on disease. Sunscreens are known to protect the skin from effects of the ultraviolet A radiation, including wrinkles. Vitamin C is known to be an efficient ingredient in wrinkle creams and also help the healing process. Anti-acne creams. A long-term skin disease, also known as acne vulgaris, is characterized by blackheads or whiteheads, pimples and scarring in some cases, clogging of hair follicles with dead skin cells and oil, from the skin is the cause of acne. Acne affects areas of the skin which have relatively high number of oil glands, which includes the face, upper part of chest and back. As a result, acne could lead to low self-esteem and anxiety and depression and suicide in extreme cases. In almost 80% of the cases, the primary cause of acne is said to be genetics. Although widely believed that smoking and diet of a person plays a role in acne, studies have not been able to prove anything. No concrete proof about the role of exposure to sunlight and cleanliness in causing acne has been found. Acne is most commonly found in both sexes during puberty years because of an increase in hormones. Another possible cause for causing of acne is excessive growth of bacterium Propionibacterium acnes, which is most commonly found on the skin. Acne is treatable and options like medications, lifestyle changes and other medical procedures are suggested to people suffering from it. Eating fewer carbohydrates such as sugar helps in preventing acne. Moreover, treatments that include application of formulations such as azelaic acid, benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid containing topical formulations on the affected skin are also known to help. Benzyl peroxide, a first-line treatment drug for the treatment of mild acne, is benzyl peroxide. It is known for its effectiveness and mild side effects, that is, skin irritation. Benzoyl peroxide is said to kill acne species in the skin follicles. This is done by the formation of oxygen-free radicals and benzoic acid in the skin follicles. These free radicals affect the bacteria's metabolism and the ability to create proteins. The chemical can also be occasionally paired with topical antibiotic or retinoid such as benzoyl peroxide, clindamycin and benzoyl peroxide adapalene as well. Benzoyl peroxide is also known to have properties that can break down comedons and also inhibits inflammation. Photosensitivity, dryness, redness and occasional peeling are among the side effects caused by benzoyl peroxide. The use of sunscreen is advised during treatment with benzoyl peroxide to prevent sunburn. Benzoyl peroxide is not known to generate bacterial antibiotic resistance and lower concentrations of BPO are considered to be as effective as higher concentrations in treating acne. Retinoids. Structurally similar to vitamin A, retinoids are known to reduce inflammation, normalize the follicle cell life cycle and also reduce sebum production. Retinoids alter the cell life cycle in the follicle lining that further prevents the accumulation of skin cells within the hair follicle that can cause a blockage. Retinoids are known as first-line acne treatments and is known to help in the faster improvement of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Retinoids are known to be most effective for darker skin. Adapalene, isotretinoin, retinol, tazarotene and tretinoin are the most commonly used topical retinoids. These chemicals are known to cause a flare-up of acne and also facial flushing, which can further cause skin irritation. Retinoids work by increasing the skin's sensitivity to sunlight and are thus advised to use at night. Tretinoin, the cheapest retinoid, is known to cause most skin irritation, while adapalene, the costliest of retinoid, causes least skin irritation. Retinol, that is a form of vitamin A, has milder effects and is commonly used in over-the-counter moisturizers and other topical products. On the other hand, tazarotene, the most effective of all retinoids, costs the most. Azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is known to be an effective anti-acne chemical when treating mild to moderate acne and applied topically at a concentration of 20%. It is advisable to continue the treatment with azelaic acid for at least 6 months, proving to be as effective as benzoyl peroxide 5%, isotretinoin 0.05% and erythromycin 2%. Another reason why azelaic acid is said to be effective is due to its ability to decrease skin accumulation in the skin follicle and also due to its antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. Azelaic acid also has skin lightening properties which are a result of its ability to inhibit melanin synthesis. As a result, azelaic acid is used for treatment of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. It may cause skin irritation but is considered safe. Azelaic acid is known to be less effective but is more expensive than retinoids. Salicylic acid. Salicylic acid, a topical applied beta hydroxy acid, is known to have keratolytic properties and also stops bacteria from reproducing. It helps in opening of obstructed skin cells and thus promotes in shelling of epithelial cells. Known to be less effective than retinoid, its topical application is known to cause dry skin. Darkening of skin is another side effect seen in individuals with darker skin. Other medications. Alternative medications of acne include topical and oral preparations of nicotinamide, which is the amide form of vitamin B3. Nicotinamide is said to heal acne as it has the ability to produce sebum and promote wound healing. Its anti-inflammatory properties can prove to be useful while healing acne. Other alternative medications include oral and topical preparation of zinc because of its capacity to reduce inflammation and sebum production and also inhibit P. acnes. Though there is not much evidence to support the claim, antihistamines can also help improve symptoms of acne among those already taking isotretinoin. Medicated hair cosmetics. It includes anti-dandruff shampoos. The shedding of dead skin cells from the scalp is commonly known as dandruff, one of the most common and biggest skin problems caused mainly during winters. Dandruff causes itching and discomfort. Studies have not been able to point out a single factor causing dandruff. Dry skin on scalp, oily skin on scalp, not combing enough or mental stress, anything can cause dandruff. Cosmetic companies have come up with shampoos with dandruff prone scalps. These shampoos generally consist of fungicides, for example, zinc pyrithione and ketoconazole, that helps in reducing loose dander by killing Malassezia furfur. Other elements used in anti-dandruff shampoos are coal tar and salicylate derivatives. Nizoral anti-dandruff shampoo, Head and Shoulders, Neutrogena tea gel therapeutic shampoo and DHS shampoo are among some of the commonly known anti-dandruff shampoos. Though anti-dandruff and medicated shampoos are a huge hit with consumers, there are other alternatives for people who do not like to use chemicals. Organic and natural shampoos that use tea tree oil and extracts are a feasible option. Shampoos for colored hair. Companies have also come up with shampoos for protecting colored hair. These shampoos claim to have gentle cleaners so as to cause less harm to colored hair. Gluten-free or wheat-free shampoos. Wheat and gluten-free shampoos are also offered by cosmetic companies these days. There are people who suffer from eczema on their palms and head. This is caused due to wheat or gluten, a protein found in many foods including protein. Most people with wheat or gluten allergy are sensitive to food containing these proteins. For example, celiac disease, wheat allergy. Shampoos have the tendency to make contact with the mouth while washing hair. Thus, people with gluten allergy prefer gluten-free shampoo. The manufacturers have tried to tap into this section of the market as well, and thus there are more and more options available for gluten and wheat-free products. Wheat derivatives and other gluten grains are used as binders and emollients in many shampoos. Although most of the below mentioned ingredients do not technically contain any wheat proteins, but there may be leftover wheat proteins due to incomplete processing and contamination. wheat, oats, barley and dry, including any oil, protein, hydroxylate or other extracts from any part of the plant. Vitamin E, that is tocopherol, which is derived from the wheat, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, cyclodextrin, which is produced from the starch, maltodextrin, dextrin palmitate or hydrolyzed malt extract, phytosphingosine extract, aminopeptide complex, disodium wheat, germamido, PEG2, sulfosuccinate, fermented grain extract, AMP isostearoyl, PG propyl silanitroil, PVP cross polymer and yeast extract. All natural shampoos. Some companies also claim to use all natural, botanical, organic or plant derived ingredients. These mostly include extracts or oils. These natural ingredients are used in addition with one or more ingredients. The use of these natural is often used to mislead or greenwash the consumers. Greenwash is a common term used to trick the consumers into buying shampoos that are harsher without their knowledge. Companies also resort to changing the names of a surfactant to an acceptable form. Baby shampoos. Baby shampoos meant for infants and young children are built around the idea that they are less irritating and do not produce stinging or burning sensation in the eyes. Johnson Baby's shampoo, that is marketed under the tagline of "No More Tears," is the biggest example. Less irritating or shampoos that do not cause burning or stinging are accomplished by the following method. First is dilution. The product is diluted in case the shampoo runs off the top of the head and comes in contact with the kid's eye. Adjusting pH. The pH level of shampoos is adjusted to be around 7, which is considered neutral and do not cause tears. Use of surfactants which are less irritating than those otherwise used in shampoos. Non-ionic surfactants that counteract eye sting are also used in such shampoos. These surfactants usually include polyethoxylated synthetic glycolipids and polyethoxylated synthetic monoglycerides. The use of non-ionic surfactants mentioned above does not overcome the controversy surrounding the use of shampoo ingredients reduce the eye sting that is produced by other ingredients. As a result, there is at times much greater quantity of surfactants used in baby shampoos as compared to other shampoos which affect the foaming of these products. The monoanionic sulfonated surfactants and viscosity enhancers that are a common ingredient in other shampoos are less frequent in the baby shampoos. Veterinary shampoos. Shampoos intended for the use by animals contain insecticides or other medications that are useful for the treatment of infestations or skin conditions unique to animals. These shampoos must not be used on human skin. Human hair care products that contain ingredients like zinc are fatal when ingested by animals, and thus human shampoos should never be used on animals. Cats are the most easily affected animals by human hair care products as they are used to grooming their fur by licking, thus increasing the chances of ingestion. Shampoos intended for pets serve more than one purpose. These shampoos are not only meant for cleaning the pet's skin or coat but are also made to treat skin conditions in animals or fight fleas or other allergies. The primary ingredients in animal shampoos can be broadly grouped under antimicrobial, insecticidals, emollients, emulsifiers and humectants. While many of these ingredients are believed to be efficient in dealing with skin conditions in animals, it is always better to take the veterinarian recommendations in consideration before using these products or animals. Solid shampoos. Solid shampoos, also known as shampoo bars, are spill proof. These shampoos use surfactants that are formulated as solids and are easy to apply. The bar shampoo can be simply rubbed over wet hair and lather can be then worked into. Jelly and gel shampoos. Shampoos in the form of jelly and gels can be obtained by increasing the shampoo's viscosity. Paste and cream shampoos. These types of shampoos apply faster than solids and also dissolve quickly and are mostly marketed in jars or tubes. Antimicrobial shampoos. These kind of shampoos are widely used as medicines in animals for various purposes as well before surgeries in humans. Here is the list of ingredients of medicated OTC shampoos. Coal tar has an antipruritic applications. Ketoconazole has antifungal properties. Menthol provides a secondary neurological stimulus to create antipruritic sensation. Povidone iodine complex has topical antiseptic properties. Salicylic acid has keratolytic properties. Selenium sulfide is able to reduce epidermal cell turnover, also has local irritant, antibacterial and mild antifungal activity. Sulfur has antibacterial or antifungal properties with keratolytic action. Zinc pyrithione has antibacterial or antifungal properties. Cosmetic dentistry. Dental work that is aimed at improving the appearance, not necessarily the functionality of teeth, gums and or bite is known as cosmetic dentistry. Cosmetic dentistry typically focuses on improving the color, position, shape, size, alignment or just the overall appearances of a set of dentures. Many dentists these days refer to themselves as cosmetic dentists irrespective of their training or experience in the field. This could be seen as an unethical practice as its dentists use this to market themselves to patients. Interestingly, cosmetic dentistry is not recognized as a formal specialty by the American Dental Association. Cosmetic dentistry mainly involves addition of dental material to teeth or gums, examples bonding, porcelain veneers, laminates, crown that is caps or gum grafts, removal of tooth structure or gums, example enameloplasty, gingivectomy, neither adding nor removing dental materials, tooth structure or gums, examples teeth whitening that is bleaching, laser whitening or gum depigmentation, straightening of teeth accompanied by improvement in appearance of face orthodontics. The most commonly practiced dental cosmetic procedure is whitening, also known as tooth bleaching. Although many whitening products are also available in the market these days, dentists still prefer the recommended dentist supervised procedures for lightening of discolored teeth. Teeth reshaping or sculpting and bonding is one of the most common dental cosmetic procedures that can be completed in one visit. There are also teeth whitening using laser. The procedure includes gum being covered with rubber while a bleaching chemical is applied on teeth. It is followed by projecting of a beam or argon laser onto the teeth, which is supposed to fasten the bleaching process. The laser works by activating the bleaching chemical and in turn lightening the teeth color. This procedure is considered to be 6 times more effective than other teeth whitening procedures. Tooth reshaping is also a common cosmetic dental procedure and is aimed at removing part of the enamel to improve the appearance of the tooth. This procedure can be used to correct a minor chip or even help in alteration of length, shape or position of teeth. Tooth reshaping is also used to correct tooth size discrepancy. The enamel that is removed cannot be replaced and can lead to exposure of dentin. This is also known as enameloplasty, odontoplasty, contouring, recontouring, slenderizing, stripping. The procedure is known to produce quick results and can also be used as a substitute for braces at times. The process in which an enamel-like dental composite substance is applied and then sculpted into a tooth surface and is then hardened and polished is called bonding. Devices used in replacing one or more missing teeth are called dental bridges. The process includes the preparation of a teeth on both sides of the missing teeth for the bridge. Medicated toothpaste. Medicated toothpaste are one of the preferred remedies for teeth and gum related issues like tooth decay, cavities, sensitive teeth, etc. To deal with these dental problems, dentists have come up with toothpaste that contain active ingredients like potassium nitrate, triclosan, fluoride and tannic acid. Potassium nitrate is a proven and suggested medication for tooth sensitivity. These toothpaste also carry a number of other ingredients including herbal extracts. Use of herbal ingredients like roots, barks and flower facilitate the tightening of loosened gums and also benefit the teeth and gum in many other ways. The fact that these natural products have no harsh abrasives and artificial ingredients, they leave a mouth with a pleasant and fresh sensation. Medicated mouthwashes. The major classification of medicated mouthwashes include mainly two types, cosmetic and therapeutic. Therapeutic mouthwashes are easily available in the market in pharmacies or by prescription of dentists depending on the formula of ingredients in the toothpaste. These toothpaste further help in reduction or control of plaque, gingivitis, tooth decay and bad breath. Though these mouthwashes are not recommended for children under the age of 6 until recommended by the dentist, as children swallow it in large quantities. The use of mouthwash, also known as mouth rinse, is a necessary addition to maintaining daily oral hygiene. This is no replacement for daily brushing and flossing though. One of the biggest benefits of mouthwash is the ability to reach into the areas of the dental cavity that is not easily accessible by a toothbrush. The choice of using the mouthwash before or after brushing is on the user, but different mouthwash may have different ways to maximize result. Types of mouthwash. Cosmetic mouthwash is mainly used to control bad breath, though they have no other chemical or biological effect. A product that is unable to kill bacteria related to bad breath will inadvertently fall under cosmetic mouthwash. On the other hand, therapeutic mouthwash intends to help or control bacteria or help rectifying conditions such as bad breath, plaque, tooth decay and gingivitis. Here is a list of ingredients of therapeutic mouthwashes with their uses. Cetyl pyridinium chloride. It helps to fight bad breath. Essential oils, they control plaque and gingivitis. Chlorhexidine, it controls plaque and gingivitis. Peroxide have whitening properties and fluoride prevent the decay of tooth. Availability of therapeutic mouthwash depends on the formulation of the mouthwash. Like mouthwash containing essential oils can be easily found in a pharmacy, while a mouthwash containing chlorhexidine is only available by prescription. Clinical consideration. Mouthwashes are designed to combat the following conditions. First is the bad breath. The major factor responsible for bad breath or halitosis are the volatile sulfur compounds that are caused due to a number of factors such as dental plaque and bacteria allied with oral disease. Cosmetic mouthwash is used for temporarily dealing with bad breath. These mouthwashes are provided with a pleasing flavor but do not fight the bacteria that is responsible for bad breath, whereas therapeutic mouthwash that contain ingredients like antimicrobials have long-term effects while dealing with bad breath. Zinc salts, ketones, terpene and ionone are some of the compounds used in mouthwash to counter the odor-causing compounds. The combination of ingredients like chlorhexidine, cetyl pyridinium chloride plus zinc lactate is known to reduce bad breath but is also known to contribute to tooth staining. Plaque and gingivitis. Antimicrobial ingredients such as essential oil, cetyl pyridinium and chlorhexidine are helpful in mitigating plaque and gingivitis when used in mouthwashes. Some studies found that chlorhexidine give better results to control plaque. No considerable differences has been found with mouthwash containing essential oils. Cetyl pyridinium and chlorhexidine are also found to be associated with staining of teeth and tongue. Tooth decay. Certain mouthwashes also promote remineralization, which is facilitated by the presence of fluoride ions in a mouthwash. Regular use of fluoride mouthwash is found to have reduces tooth decay in children, said a Cochrane's systematic review, even when the children were exposed to other sources of fluoride. Topical pain relief. Mouthwashes are also used to relieve the pain. Lidocaine, benzocaine hydrochloride, diclonine hydrochloride or phenol constitutes the ingredients of these mouthwash. Pain relief is provided by components such as sodium hyaluronate and glyceretinic acid. Whitening. Carbamide peroxide or hydrogen peroxide facilitates stain reduction when present as active ingredients in a mouthwash. Around 1.5 to 2% hydrogen peroxide may be available in mouthwashes that claim to whiten the teeth. A study found that usage of mouthwash containing hydrogen peroxide for 12 weeks produced similar results as using mouthwash that contained 10% carbamide peroxide for 2 weeks. Xerostomia. Xerostomia is defined as the lowering in the quantity of saliva bathing the oral mucous membrane. The lack of saliva may further facilitate the increase in the risk of caries. Thus, a mouthwash containing fluoride is used to deal with the problem. These mouthwashes commonly contain alcohol, as well as alcohol can lead to dryness. Non-alcoholic mouthwash can be recommended. Oral cancer. Consumption of alcohol as well as tobacco are known to cause oral cancer. Thus, it raises the question of whether the use of alcohol in mouthwash facilitates the risk of cancer. A recent study, although has failed to find a connection between the used alcohol in mouthwash and oral cancer. Patient information. It is important to use the mouthwash rinse as per the prescription. For example, if a dose is skipped, the rinse should be used instantly, as daubing the dose will not have increased effect. One must also keep in mind the ADA seal of acceptance while buying a mouthwash from a pharmacy. The seal is proof that the product is tested and safe. Mouthwash cannot replace regular brushing and flossing. They are used for additional benefits such as mouth refresher and reducing cavities and gum disease. Thus, cosmetic is not all about beautifying one's appearance, but the slight incorporation of ingredients can help in curing the illness also. Thank you.